Hi, it's Joy Benjamin again, and welcome to the third installment of Linear Equations. In this episode, we are going to talk about systems of linear equations, and this is my favorite part because it helps us in our everyday life when we have to compare different options and things that might be out there. What's a better value? Advantages or disadvantages does each option bring us? So let's get started with an example. I thought of an example to do with prom and where we have two different options. The first option gives us $50 per head. So let's call it season banquet hall is going to charge us $50 per head. And then we went down the road to the Twilight Banquet House and they are charging us a $500 flat fee and $42 per person. Well, we need to decide which is a better deal. So let's have a look. If we have $50 per person, we can plot that at $50 times the number of people that are attending our prom. So if there's 50 people attending our prom, it looks like it's going to cost us about $2,500. If we have 100 people attending our prom, that is going to cost us $5,000. Let's look at the second option. They said they're going to start with a flat fee of $500 no matter how many people come, and then charge $42 per person after that. So this graph starts at $500 and then goes up from there. So where do these two options intersect? Well, here's our second line. $500 is our starting point, but $42 per person. So what it looks like is somewhere around here, these two lines intercept. So we can figure out how many people it would be better an option for. Two lines intersect somewhere between 60 and 65 people. So what this tells us is that if we are going to have more than this number of people, it would be better for us to take the second option, which is the $500 plus $42 per person. If we have less than this number of people coming, it is better to take the first option. So that brings us to our first way to solve for a system of linear equations, and that is by graphing. The second way that we can solve linear equations is by substitution. So what we do in this case is we want to find out where the x and the y's are equal in both cases. So what we would do is take this y equals 500 plus 42x and we substitute it into the first equation. So that gives us 500 plus 42x is equal to 50x. And we can solve that equation. So if we subtract 42x from both sides, straight algebra here, we get 500 is equal to 8x. And then we divide both sides by 8. That gives us x equal to 62.5. This is known as substitution. The last way that I can solve this system of linear equations is through elimination. And what we're going to do, we have to do a little bit of manipulation because we want to add these two equations together and get rid of one of the variables. Well, I can see I have a y and a y. So if I multiply both sides by -1, and I multiply this side also by -1, this becomes -y is equal to -42x minus 500, and that's just applying distribution to both of the parts of the equation here. So now if I look at the first one, y equals 50x, and I have -y equals 42x minus 500, I can now add these two together. So y plus -y is now 0, and this equals 8x, And I have minus 500 because over here I have 0 minus 500. I add 500 to both sides. So it's 500 is equal to 8x. Then divide both sides by 8. That gives me x is equal to 62.5, and I get exactly the same answer. So the three ways to solve a system of linear equation are by graphing, substitution, and elimination. That's all for now. Leave me some comments if you have any questions. Otherwise, I've provided you some practice below and some videos which help with some of the mechanics of learning to solve a system of linear equations.